Good morning children. Welcome back to this beautiful platform of Anand Prakash Educational Academy. I am Chanda Bansal, Director of Anand Prakash Educational Academy, and for the last 13 years we have been giving coaching for JEE as well as NEET with all wonderful results. Our students have been scoring very good marks in all the board exams, 10th as well as 12th, and also in home exam, also in NTSC and Olympiads. So children, what was the reason for this wonderful result? That was under our mentorship. These children, they had been very obedient, very disciplined, and they obeyed everything. They followed all the rules and the regulations. They followed all the programs laid by us. They gave all the tests. So right now in the present scenario, what is the key to success? The main points for key to success will be to attend all the live classes, to watch the video lectures, attend all the physical classes, give all the tests. That's it, and you will be there at the top. As far as chemistry is concerned, children, I have been telling you, and repeatedly in every lecture I am telling you, so that by my repeated telling you these facts, even if 10% of the students they follow, I'll have the confidence that at least 10% students have developed grip on the subject. That is, you need to know the writing the chemical formulas, you need to know how to write the chemical reactions. So daily doing 10 reactions, new reactions, means you have to develop friendship with the new reactions. Then writing the formulas, 20 formulas regularly, that itself will make this subject very strong. And this will be helping you in 11th as well as 12th. So let us come back to the subject, children. We have been doing number of topics in this chapter, that is chemical reactions. Last class we were discussing about the redox reaction and we had left the topic with the definition itself. So now is the time to know exactly what this redox reaction is. Redox reaction, as you have been knowing this, that is the reaction in which both oxidation as well as reduction takes place at the same time. Now as far as oxidation and reduction is there, you have to know certain things. There are different ways of explaining about oxidation. First, the elementary concept about oxidation and reduction, that is about oxygen and hydrogen. That will be in terms of oxygen and hydrogen. So what happens? Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. I am just putting an arrow, that will make it clear. Addition of oxygen and removal of hydrogen will be oxidation. Reverse of this will be reduction. Addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen. Addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen, that will be called as reduction. That is in terms of oxygen and hydrogen. But when we are talking about in terms of electrons, so the element which gives electrons is said to be oxidized, and the process in which electrons are lost, that is oxidation. So I am writing here for oxidation it is electrons are lost. For reduction I am writing electrons are entering in the process. Electrons are gained by that element. So taking electrons as reduction, giving electrons as oxidation. Then the element which does so will be said to be oxidized. The element which does so will be said to be reduced. That means this part will be for reduced, this part will be for oxidized. Then you have to remember the element which is oxidized behaves as a reducing agent. Why? With the help of examples I will tell you. The element which is reduced is called as oxidizing agent. So this will be oxidizing agent. Now how it is reducing agent, as the name suggests, it will help in reducing the other element. So that will be a reducing agent. This will help the other element to be oxidized. So this will be called as oxidizing agent. Now let us take up how to find out which element is oxidized and which element is reduced, but before that you need to know about oxidation number. Means finding out the oxidation number will make things very easy for you. So what is this oxidation number? इसमें the points which you have to remember, oxidation number is the charge possessed by an element when all the surrounding elements are removed. Means if I say here H2SO4, you have to find out oxidation number of sulfur. So the charge on sulfur when this is also removed and this is also removed will be oxidation number. Now how to calculate what is the charge on that element? For that different rules are there, and quickly we shall take up those rules, and only that many rules which are required in 10th class we shall discuss. First is the element in the free state. Free state means it is not in combined form, it is present alone, be it magnesium, be it chlorine, be it hydrogen, its oxidation state will be 0. Second, hydrogen has got two oxidation states, +1 and -1. Mainly it is +1 which comes into picture. -1 is there for metal hydrides. You may not have to go into this -1 valency. This is the most common one. If at all it comes, then that time we can do that how it is -1. Oxygen के लिए the most common valency which you will come across is -2. Otherwise its oxidation states are -1 also and +2 also. These two will not be required in 10th. So just take it -2. Fourth rule, most of the elements they have their oxidation states which is equal to the valency. For example, magnesium valency is 2. So its oxidation state is also 2. Chlorine valency is -1. So its oxidation state is also -1. So many elements are there which will have their valency itself equal to their oxidation state. Fifth point, and a very important point, that is sum of all the oxidation states in a compound which is neutral is 0. So here I am writing in short, sum of oxidation state of all the compounds in a sum of oxidation state of all the elements in a neutral compound, to be more precise, it will be 0. And sixth one is sum of all the oxidation states of all the elements in a charged compound is equal to the charge. Means here it is 0, but here it will be equal to the charge. You will be able to understand very effectively when we take up these examples. Let us take up the example of H2SO4. If you have to find out oxidation state for sulfur, you will put it, underline it, write X. Here it is +1, here it is -2. So you will say 2 into 1, that is 2, plus this one is X. 4 into -2 minus 8, and this is equal to 0 as per this rule. So X is equal to 6. That means oxidation state of sulfur is 6. Let us take up C6H12O6. You have to find out oxidation state of carbon. So what you will do, you will put X over here. For hydrogen it is +1, for oxygen it is -2. So how you will write? 6 into X, 6X, plus 12 into 1, 12. 6 into -2, minus 12 is equal to 0. 6X is equal to 0. So X will be 0. So this is how you have to involve the subscript and the oxidation state which is mentioned over here, and then based upon all these rules you can calculate the oxidation state. Knowing oxidation state is important to solve any of the questions on redox reactions. Now let us take up the first case, how to find out which element is oxidized, which element is reduced. To find out that, the things which are required to be done over here is writing the oxidation state. Here copper oxide, I am just writing the first reaction over here, copper oxide plus hydrogen, it forms copper plus water. As I have told you, copper, you will find out its oxidation state, X minus 2 is equal to 0. That means this is plus 2, this is minus 2. Hydrogen is the alone element, so it is 0. Copper, independently it is there, so it is 0. Hydrogen is plus 1, oxygen is minus 2. Then you need to remember, increase in oxidation state is oxidation. Decrease in oxidation state is reduction. So, this one will be oxidation, this one will be reduction. Copper changes from plus 2 to 0 means it is reduced. So, you will say this one is reduced. How you will write in statement? Cupric oxide is reduced to copper. Then hydrogen, from 0 it becomes plus 1. So, you will say it is oxidized because oxidation state is increased. So, you will say copper oxide is reduced to copper and hydrogen is oxidized to water. This one is reduced, this one is oxidized. So, copper oxide will behave as oxidizing agent and hydrogen will behave as reducing agent. Why? Because copper oxide is causing hydrogen to change. It is itself getting reduced, means it is causing hydrogen to get oxidized. Hydrogen is a reducing agent, it is getting oxidized, so it will behave as a reducing agent because it is causing copper oxide to be reduced. So, that is how you find out the oxidized and the reduced, as well as the oxidizing agent as well as the reducing agent. So, one example we have done, children. Remaining 3 examples we will be doing as homework, and if you have any problems we will discuss in the next lecture. So, till then keep on watching this video lecture, like the channel, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Till then, thank you so much.